So one more quick vid here. I just did a video on palm change 1. Now, the other thing is, I mean, everybody wants to get to the palm changes, but really it's more important to be doing circle walking and doing Fujigonfa exercises and doing mother palms than it is to do the palm changes. The palm changes are sort of the end of the road here. It's not really like what you're supposed to be training all the time. As hard as that is to deal with, we all want the candy, right? But I thought I would show you some of the mother palms. So like the chung that I practice, I've got, you know, the circle walking and all that stuff I've done videos on. But then you've got the 8 small palms, okay, which is the Fujigonfa. You've got the 8 big palms, which is the palm change form that I'm starting to film. You've also got the 8 mother palms. And the mother palms are postures, okay, the different 8 palm postures. And you've probably seen either videos or in books or posters of these things where, you know, there's different palm postures and all that kind of stuff. And there's kind of 2 big things you end up doing with this. One, you end up doing circle walking drills with them or standing drills with them. And there's also a Qigong exercise as well, which is really brutal. An 8 palm change and a 64 palm change Qigong. So I'm just going to run through a couple of them so that you've got that as a basis. So if you're practicing your circle walking and you want to have some other palms to work with, then you can use the palm change 1 to change back and forth, to change direction. So the very first one I learned was Tiger Descends the Mountain. So if I'm walking towards the camera, Tiger Descends the Mountain is an inward rotating posture where my palms come downwards, kind of like the prow on a train, right? So if a train's going down the tracks, it's got this kind of cow-catching ram prow on it, if you will, this wedge to knock things off of it. And what I want to make sure I'm doing in all of these is that they're static but innervated postures, meaning I'm not just holding my hands in place and looking for, you know, tension like perhaps maybe I would in a health Qigong. This is martial Qigong, so I'm actually continually trying to torque a little bit. So there's a muscular engagement, not a tightness, but a muscular engagement doing this spiral, this is called a negative spiral. There's shun and ni, flow and counterflow, okay? Ni, negative, okay? Counterflow. So I'm palm down, or thumb down is an easy way to think of it as negative. So Tiger comes down the mountain, Tiger descends the mountain, and you would just hold this posture one of 2 ways. So if I was walking circles with it, if my circle's here on my right, I could be on the line of the circle as I walk, or if I'm feeling good with the palm posture and I want to add more difficulty to it, if my circle centers to the right, I'll take my Tiger Descends and then turn Tanzhuang and still walk on the edge of my circle here. So if you have a post or a tree that you're walking around, my teacher told me to put the tree basically between my hands as I was walking. And this leads us to the second mother palm, which is embrace the moon to the chest. Almost the same posture, okay? But there's a difference in muscularity and muscular engagement when I lift my palms up, okay? But same thing, I'm rotating, and in this one I'm really pressing forward. So there's a big difference between this, which I didn't talk about actually. You're digging your fingers into the earth, okay? So my fingertips, I'm trying to kind of reach through them and extend towards the ground as I do my rotation. And embrace the moon to the chest, I'm pushing my palms forward while I do my rotations. This is a slightly different energy. Each one of them is a little different than the last. And same thing, I can be walking with it on the line, or I can be turned and walking with it towards the center of the circle. So now with palm change 1, if I back up a little, you know, you can have, you know, Tiger Descends the Mountain on the circle with you, and then when you get kind of sick of that, you can do your palm change 1 so that you can change direction, right? And you can go back into the same thing. Now I'm doing Tiger Descends the Mountain towards the center of the circle. Same thing, I'll do my palm change 1, that'll get me out, and then I might do embrace the moon to the chest. Okay? Play with it, fool around with it, it doesn't matter. Choreography that's a whole other topic in Bagua really. Choreography is not as important as people think. Bagua is supposed to be about change, so be willing to just fool around with it, let it change. Okay, there's a couple mother palms. Thanks.